The other day, I was trying to play one of the best video games of all time, BLINX the Time Sweeper, and I was struggling. The emulator I was using took hours to set up, it was laggy, and the whole experience was pretty much unplayable. And I only got through maybe a quarter of the game before I went to bed, and I was pretty unsatisfied. And the next day, when I woke up, I saw a tweet on my phone announcing BLINX was getting an official re-release on PC through Xbox Backwards Compatibility slash emulation. Official emulation for a console game released on PC by the people who made the console. One of the former major three. That is something that does not happen often, if it even has ever happened at all. I would say overall, right now, emulation is in a really good place. Everything from the SNES all the way up to the PS2 and GameCube is practically flawless, and there is great work being done on projects that aim for consoles released after, like RPCS3 for the PS3 and Xenia for the Xbox 360, which are both starting to find their footing. Shad PS4 is getting up there with Bloodborne emulation, and there are even some Xbox One titles that you can play on PC. It's also easy AYN Thor that recently got very popular on the internet for dual screen emulation, and more powerful handhelds like the Odin 3 that can run PC games. I've even seen people playing Cyberpunk on mobile ARM chips running Android. One really exciting release, for me at least, in the retro handheld market is the Retroid Nova, which has an incredible OLED 4x3 screen, which seems perfect for emulation of things like the PS2 and GameCube, while actually still being powerful enough to drive more intensive emulators, as it uses a similar chip to Retroid's other handhelds. And despite Nintendo's best attempts, newer games that release on the first generation of Switch hardware are usually running day one. The aforementioned handhelds like the Retroid Pocket 6 and AYN Odin and even Thor can even manage it surprisingly well. Imagine playing Breath of the Wild on your 3DS or Cyberpunk. Mainly though, the reason that I have been wanting to make this video is the introduction of an emulator for the current generation of hardware, the PS5. Ever since Sony announced the switch to a digital-only ecosystem, people have rallied behind this emulator, causing it to progress rapidly. Just weeks ago, it could barely run the intro videos to Demon's Souls. Now it breezes past those videos at full speeds, runs some 2D games, and it has Minecraft rendering, though incorrectly. And while there isn't that much reason to emulate the PS5, it's really neat that you can do something like this on modern hardware. And even though we are nowhere near the point where development of this would even start, we do have a reputable PS5 modder on the task of jailbreaking the Switch 2, which is the very, very first step in starting up development of an emulator for the console. Hopefully, in the next 3 to 5 couple years, we could be seeing Splatoon Raiders or that Ocarina of Time remake on PC running through a Switch 2 emulator. That's not to mention all the benefits that you could get from jailbreaking the hardware itself. Mini PCs are also on the up and up ever since the release of the Steam Machine and the public release of SteamOS, which will make emulation in the living room more accessible than ever. And while I don't know a lot on this topic, there's also the Analogue 3D and Analogue Pocket that technically don't emulate the hardware of, say, the N64 or Game Boy so much as they recreate it physically, and can also read your real original cartridges for those consoles and more. And speaking of not emulating, recompilations and decompilations are on the rise as of late, with some great ways to play older games not officially released on modern platforms like Sonic Unleashed, Pokemon Red, Super Mario 64, and even the Skate 3 footage in the background was the work of a recompilation project that I just recently learned about on Twitter. And while the footage isn't displaying at the same quality for me as it is for you, It is running at 165 FPS, 1440p, using the native DirectX 12 renderer, and I think that is pretty neat. All of these different developments in hardware and software give people many ways to interact with older or not so old games in ways they see fit. Maybe you have an AYN Thor with a fancy custom aesthetic menu. Maybe you just want to play the games any means necessary, no aesthetics or convenience required. Or maybe you just want to be able to play your own cartridges on semi real hardware. Emulation is starting to be for everyone, even Apple users. And it's so nice that older great games are now accessible for so many different people. And hopefully, one day, everyone will be able to play BLINX. Thank you so much for watching. My last video blew up very unexpectedly. I went from 4 subscribers to 22 subscribers in a matter of a couple days. So thank you very much for watching. I'm sorry that the title was originally misleading. I have since fixed that. And I would be very happy if this video could capture even a percentile of the success that that last one captured. So if you enjoyed, please like and subscribe. And again, thank you for watching. Goodbye. What happened on your screen share? What the fuck are you playing?